So, basically, all my family are CEO of like every large scale company that runs industry and stimulates life in Canada. Like every time a baby is born, my family paid half your bills because you were good for having that baby. And my dad actually visited me all shaved up and all that stuff. He never shaves his beard and his mustache. He never shaves both at once as CEO, and I'm CEO. And I said, I always say I'm corporate owner and that I'm head manager. And he's like, why though? I was like, because I can't trust anybody. They will leech me out till I have no money and I'm hovering around, floating around, couch surfing just to have a place over my head and food in my belly and water that isn't chlorine. He's like, why do you believe that? I was like, because they said it. They threatened me. He's like, that is so sad. I was like, yeah, well, they died. Yeah, it was sad. They're sick. But I was sick too, but I wasn't dying. I felt vulnerable in those moments, you know? I was like, that's why I want to get tattoos. Like, every time somebody really hurts me and it wasn't their fault, I want to get something for them. But you only have so much skin and you have to have it, like, pretty big for it to not be a mush ball. He's like, right. I was like, yeah. And so the pain and suffering is literally like a tweak in the neck of most Canadians. Most Canadians are doing well financially. After my bills, you have about the same amount, right? You know, like it's livable, it's doable. It's just you gotta wake up with your head in the game. And if you're not playing the game right, you're gonna end up like how I was, which was struggling for money and just I was so addicted to video games that every paycheck I spent all my money on booze, cigarettes, at one point, marijuana, video games, online consoles, new controllers, all this bullshit. I saved up for the initial actual game system. And then it broke. And I just sold it to my brother in law. I just gave it to him so he could use the parts for his or make a different kind of CPU or whatever because he's quite the computer electronic technology master or something. And I get nervous. I don't know why I talk so much. Like, why am I telling him about my financial problems right now? It's usually because he's like, all of us, we send like multiple texts for like, that could have just been a fluid, but it's texting, so we find like we shouldn't overwork the circuit board or something. Anyway. When he talks more, I can just say easy, like I have easier time. People just talk more. Well, going back to your video, so I remember what I was talking about.
Most pernicious and painful problem. So I would say I think you have to feel quite compelled to do it, and have a fairly high pain threshold. One does have to be focused on the short term and money coming in when creating a company, because otherwise the company will die. So I think that a lot of times people think like creating a company is going to be fun. I would say it's not. It's really not that fun. But there are periods of fun, and
I want to do it. That's what we're talking about actually, is starting up new companies that are based on the allowance of like mixed chemicals, like places that they take a non-normal biomedical mechanic, so and then you just like I'd have to get all these jobs again. I'd have to ask Honeyfords for a job. I'd have to like start over again, start babysitting for money, start doing all this stuff. So the tax bracket shrinks so that it's actually longer and larger and makes more sense. And then it's like a formula. We're trying to make peace. The freedoms, I'm sorry, but like when there's a terrorist attack in the fucking sky, you have to shut down the country. I'm sorry. When the two largest, meanest countries, and they are considered mean, politically, they're called mean countries, are going at it with like lethal and nukes. You really got to watch yourself. Traveling around, you're gonna cause too much attention being drawn to our country, who we don't like to fight. And what's the reason? Like, have you seen me naked? Have you seen me go for runs? Well, not lately. I know that's what's so sad. We're trying to create like a Pokeball where you open it up and it's a gold slate. It's not a Pokemon in there, it's a gold slate. To keep mills open and being able to renovate while the business is going. So it's like the when you fix a hole in a wall, you use that mesh. That grate. It's like the grate to the country where things can slip through and do all this stuff, but it's always going to leave a residue. So it's always formulating and collecting and making money and bringing money back to create employment and to help women and men give birth to healthier babies and for more opportunities for those healthy babies, so you don't have a healthy baby like wondering why they're even born, and to speed up the process of being important younger, which means you'd have to have healthier babies. And like, yeah, I don't know, sometimes it doesn't work even if you did everything right. But anyway, to stop the depression that we get, that's like this game we play with ourselves about the things that we do every day and what we get from it, our importance. We're trying to help our importance. It's really hard, but I would actually do it. I work at like depot stores, whatever. I was just trying to convince my dad's friend and my friend too, that it's okay. Because my ankles were so, especially this one, my right one. I want to do it, but he's like, we're tipping the scale with you doing it. I was like, well, maybe one of the kids, right? Maybe one of the grandchildren. But like, I would. I have the mind. I just don't have like the promise that like these knots right here are not going to explode. I'm going to lose my legs or something. I'm not allowed to work right now. I'm on severance, which is a great feeling because I needed it. But other than that, it would be embarrassing. Putin saved my grandpa's life in Vietnam. I was dating a man in Germany for a bit. I'm heartbroken too. It's not very good to be working. That's probably why my legs hurt. Probably heartbroken all over the place. So many ways and different kinds and shit. Geek moment! Everyone, look at me! Ah! Bitches come and go, bruh. But you better know how to stay. We're gonna be snowed in. I still might go to the store tomorrow. See if I can find what I'm looking at on Amazon. London drugs are safe on. For my kid. She wants a gift. She's like, throw it over your shoulder like a continental soldier.